So these are my version of the accelerators. No, they're really not. This is all Luke's idea. I'm just simply making this video just in case there's like other people that for some reason haven't subscribed to Luke, which I don't think is really possible. But I just want to put the idea out there and show you guys just a little different way I did it than how Luke did it. So the only thing I've done differently is used a brass channel instead of using a stainless steel Ettore channel. Luke just used a stainless steel. I think, for both of us, it was just, that's what was around and that's what was first tried and that's what we used. A couple of things that are the same is I've totally used Luke's idea of putting duct tape on the channel. I'm not going to take this off at all and show the duct tape on there. But what I did is I just took about I think two even pieces and just put it long enough for the handle there, for the grip, as long as that. I don't put it like from here to here. All you need is that, probably about just 2 pieces on there to make it tight. And then with the clips on the brass channel, they just hold on. They don't go over the lip, and you don't get any problems with the rubber curling back on it at all, or this making an imprint in the rubber and leaving a streak on the glass. So it works really easy. The 18 here is a little heavy, so I just use it on the pole on big glass. And then 14 here, this is like the original handle I got from Mowerman when they first came out with the accelerator, so it's still working really well. But know that I didn't use the accelerator much, and so this wasn't used much for probably a good 1.5 years, but now I use it every day. I've totally switched to using these on any pole work except for some particular stuff. High pole work, I always do straight pulling, like high pole work. I'm talking like 30 feet up. Just for consistency, I think that being so high is a little bit better. But for anything first, second story, I'm just using these now, and it's really, really easy. And I was huge on the high flyer for a while, and then that tool for some reason really taught me how to use like the swivel method. I don't know what it is about that whitetail high flyer, but it has the perfect angle to make it really, really easy. So, but if I were you and you don't like the liquidator in your accelerator, I would try this. The reason why I did not like the liquidator, I don't like it by hand, but then by pulling, it's sometimes great with some jobs, but then all of a sudden just on particular jobs, which kind of doesn't make sense, but it was just the problem I had with it, is that the rubber towards those end clips would skip, and sometimes it was uncontrollable, and the skips though on that you really couldn't feel. So when it happened, you kind of didn't know until you went back the next time and saw, as the dirt gets on the window and that little mark really comes out, that you would see those skip marks from the liquidator. And then on the edges it was okay at some times, and other times it would really mess up. So for a long time I just didn't use anything because I was like, I don't want to use that. The high flyer doesn't have enough water in it to do a bunch of windows with it, so you constantly have to go back to your bucket or use a sprayer, and that's just really, it gets tedious. With this, you can go on with one of these, you can go in a whole restaurant, a good sized restaurant, and do all the tops with these, come back and dip it, and then if you're going over tables to a window or anything like that, you can use this. And the great thing is, like Mowerman has made, is you have all these angles, 10, 25, which we all know about, but it's just so helpful. I find that with this, with the brass, it may be different with stainless steel. Stainless steel may, I think is a little bit, tiny bit thinner, so you may have a little angle differences on this, but I mostly use it at the 40 degree for anything above where I'm closing out on frames. And then if I'm not closing out and I'm just going down halfway, I use it in 25. And then if I'm going straight out in front of me, say over a table in a restaurant, I'm using the 10 degree. So if you guys have any questions about this, just comment below, and Fortunately, I'm not giving one of these away. But, you know, it's such an easy to make tool. Even if you have a liquidator and you just want to try something different, us window cleaners just love trying out something different. Go do one of these. You're not going to mess up anything. You don't have to file these down. If you have a brass, you may have to file it down though if you have that stainless steel, because of the way that it might just come over it differently. But you may ask yourself, do these clips stay on really, really tight? And they really do. I mean, I really have to push it. And I've never once at work had any of these. I had this come off on the side. And the nice thing is your rubber will never fall out of the channel. You don't have any of those hiccups. So if you guys want to try something different, you can also put wagtail rubber in it. I mean, you can put any rubber you want in it. I think the big one here is black diamond rubber. No, it's Ettore rubber, but I use black diamond rubber in it or whatever. And the rubbers in these, what I find, you'll kind of round out the end, but they last a lot longer than when you do stuff by hand. So give it a try, guys. See if you like it. And maybe one day I'll do a giveaway with one of these. So, all right, guys. Peace. By the way, you also need to take off the teeth on those. Take off those teeth too. Helpful tip, I forgot.